I'm Ian Hilstein, and I go to the University of Wisconsin-Madison, and I was one of the team leaders for the 2014 Ahuachapan, El Salvador Global Village trip.
My name's Macaulay, and I was the Global Village Coordinator this year to Ahuachapan, El Salvador.
I'm Allison Tates, and I'm from UW Milwaukee.
My name is Miranda Meyer, and I study at UW-Madison.
Hola, me llamo Dalton O'Connell Zradica. I am 20 años y student in Madison. That's pretty much me.
I'm Tom Garrick, and I study at UW-Madison. I'm part of the UW Habitat.
Hi, I'm Emmy, and I am from Taiwan. I'm an exchange student this year at UW-Madison.
Just seeing how the people live down here, the adversity that they overcome, and how they're the nicest people I've ever met. I don't think I've seen a single person on the street that hasn't, said hi to me and smiled, and just how giving they are. Like especially Rosita, that she just gives us her house and her bathroom and just does everything that she can possibly imagine to help us out, and that's just really amazing to see the character of the people in El Salvador.
Probably so far, either between visiting the orphanage, seeing some of the kids, after they got comfortable with us, really kind of like opening up, even though you can't really understand anything that they're saying. And then just them asking about my family, that kind of stayed in my mind, lingered for quite a while. And then as well, just seeing the everyday lifestyle of some people, like things I'm sure everybody would take granted of back home. But, between those and just everything is still impacting me right now. I don't know if something will set in as the most felt situation or scenario, maybe until I'm back, and then I might realize it more.
Meeting the family is always it always makes me cry. It always makes me see how hard the families work to get these homes, and meeting their little girl and playing with her. I think so. Meeting the family is probably one of the most impacting parts for me.
It was definitely meeting the people. They're just so welcoming, and even though there's a language barrier, you just get really close to them just because interacting with them. It's so nice. You work with the Masons, and they're really helpful, and they start to get to know you, ask questions about you. And also just walking around the city with our wheelbarrows, you run into some locals, and some kids started playing soccer with me, and it was a really great experience.
I think the biggest impact on me has been seeing how different life is here than it is back home.
I think the thing that had the most impact on me was seeing the way that these people live, and it's a really beautiful thing, I think. We come from a place where we have running water everywhere and flushable toilets, and the nice lady that let us use her house had a porta potty bathroom, and I think it's really incredible that these people are really happy and giving and invite us into their home, and it's really a cool thing how happy you can be with so little.
I think the biggest impact will be I've been working on the work site for 5 days in a row, and this has been really pushing my limits because I am such a weak person. I don't have a lot of strength, so I have to push myself harder. And then I think this is really inspiring because you will get to know how strong you are. I mean, both mentally and physically. So this is the most impact.
I actually don't know about this question.
I think my favorite moment on the build site, I've got two actually. One of them was today, the last day, when we were able to kind of hang out with the family again and see them once again. I know that's always one of my favorite parts about Dane County builds, is being able to work next to the family. So it was really cool to be able to talk to them again today at the end and see just how much this means to them, and see the reaction to the house.
Getting my bronze on. No, I'm just kidding.
What was your favorite one?
My favorite moment on the build side is, there are two actually. The first one is when Andy invented that sifting thing.
All the work mainly that we did was a lot of the like grudge work, whatever, hard work, but it wasn't like skillful, and I think that helped out the Masons quite a bit, that we just did all the unfavorable work and just joking around with everybody. It wasn't like ever like a super serious environment. Everyone still had a good time while getting a lot of things done. It was cool, and I didn't know many of the people even that we came with, so that was cool as well.
I guess my favorite moment was when the family came to visit at the end, and just how happy they were to see like that how hard we've been working, and how appreciative they were. It was great.
My favorite moment on the build site, I think when we were all moving sand to fill in the floors, when we created the line that we formed for most of the day.
I think my favorite moment on the build site was the moment that we gained the Masons' trust. One of the major things that they do on the build site is mix chispa, and it only took us a few days in for them to let us mix our own chispa and start putting on the actual bricks for the house ourselves. So that was really cool.
The reason it was my favorite moment is because the Masons were really impressed that we got together. We did it on our own, and I think it was really cool to see a team effort.
On the build site, probably filling the house, getting that finally done. I've never seen a house get filled before, so having all the buckets of dirt to fill in and then everyone having to tamp it down, that was probably the most fun. Inspiration.
The most inspiring thing.
I think the most inspiring moment for me on this trip was when Kati told us about how the family is so excited about their house and loves their house so much that they spend every single night picking up the job site and then sleeping in their car. That after they work for hours and hours and hours, they go to the job site and they help pick up and get things ready for the workday and then spend the night there. And that was really inspiring to me.
The orphanage was really inspiring to see all the boys just be really happy to just see people and meeting all the people that work there that are just so open to everything. I mean, the people in El Salvador in general are really open and welcoming into your house, but probably the orphanage.
I guess the most inspiring thing was to see how happy the people were with what they had, and that was like really great and like a humbling thing to see them having dirt floors, but how welcoming they were to like have us in their home to eat lunch, and just how kind they were. That was probably the most inspiring thing, was the kindness.
One of the days I was able to kind of skip out on lunch a little bit early with Macaulay, and we went and talked to a couple of the Mason helpers, and it was really great to just have kind of a relaxed conversation with them. And even though there was somewhat of a language barrier there, we were still able to talk to each other about our lives and our families and stuff like that, and what we do and what we love, and that was a great experience to have.
I think the most inspiring moment I had is when we went to the orphanage, because the orphans are so nice to strangers. I mean, I'm not inspired because they're nice, I'm inspired because they're nice at the very first second they see you. And that is really happy and really weird at the same time.
Well, a couple things have inspired me from the build site to meeting the family, but honestly I'd say most of all something that inspired me was we went to an orphanage. The reason I think that inspired me the most is just because I met a lot of people, a lot of kids there, a lot of young boys who had like just a lot of fun, and they had a great day with us. They spent a lot of time, but they were super happy, and it just kind of made me realize that you don't always have to have a lot to be happy, and those kids were happy with just us visiting, so I guess not to take things for granted.
I think the most inspiring moment for me was seeing my team's faces when we went to the different communities, especially the orphanage. I think a lot of people learned a little bit of something about themselves there. And I think another thing that was really inspiring to me was the community leadership aspect that the Gets Out of Me project is working on right now. It was really a cool thing to actually go into their cooperative and look at all the different things that the women in the community are making and selling, like these beautiful earrings.
It will become a thing that I'll keep in mind and remind myself, like, be nice and explore the world and embrace everything. So that is really inspiring.
This has just been such an incredible experience to not only, like I said, see the people here in El Salvador and how they deal with issues that they have, but also just being able to figure out all the stuff that I can do that, I wouldn't have thought I would be able to work 8 hours a day in the sun building a house, but apparently I can. And I never would have thought I'd be able to climb a volcano, but hopefully tomorrow I will be able to. So just taking that back and knowing that kind of, if you put your mind to it, there's so much that you can do.
I think I'll just be anything that I put myself to, just kind of be more into it, put all of me into it, no matter what it is, even the little things like I know a lot of things of environmental awareness, just like shutting lights off.
When I go home, I plan on planning another trip right away. No, I do want to, but I definitely am going to keep the word of Habitat up and spreading that there are so many places in this world that need help, and Habitat is hands-on fixing it.
This experience will give me a new perspective of just how I see the world, that the reality is that people don't have it as good as we do. I mean, obviously, but to actually see it, it really changes your perspective.
I think I'm gonna take back the experiences that taught me to put myself second and put other people before me. There's a lot of bigger problems going on in the world besides my own that need a lot more attention, and we sometimes forget about that in our busy lives. And being in this environment where everything is just slowed down and we get to meet different people and get to see, the different problems that different parts of the world are experiencing. I think being able to put myself in that mindset in my future will benefit me a lot and the people around me.
Yeah, I just hope I can. No, not even hope. I'm gonna do more stuff like this. Definitely. I know that I can figure something out. Definitely. Yeah, I think that's it.
I think that taking from this experience in general, I'll probably, it's hard to say. We don't really know how much we've changed until we're put back in where we're from. So taking back, I probably want to tell a lot of people about what we've done and we're willing to make a big difference. But I hope that the habits that I see the people of El Salvador that have, of being kind, being different, and being more giving, is something that I can take back and use in my everyday life.
Yeah, I mean, when I found out about me being able to be part of this opportunity, a lot of it was, kind of for selfish reasons, oh, I'm going to go to another country, I'm going to do something I've never done. And when you're actually here, you really feel really good.
I think I will bring this kind of feeling of exploring new things.
I'm just really glad this trip came together. I think everyone had a really good time. Everyone seemed really happy the whole time. Everyone worked really hard and we all got along really great. And I think that they will go home with a new sense of self-identity, as well as more inspiration to do things like this in the future and to spread the word of Habitat. And I hope in the future everyone will be able to be the change they wish to see in the world.
And you get to feel earthquakes when you're on La Baña. It was great. It's muy bueno.
I'd like to thank Habitat along with our wonderful leaders, Andy and McCully, because it was a great week, and I wouldn't be here without them, and it wouldn't be what it is without both of them and Habitat. So thank you.
Thank you, Macaulay. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Kati. Thank you, everyone, Ellie, Tom, Miranda, and myself.